Good morning, my crafty friends. Welcome to my Tuesday morning coffee and a card live. It is Tuesday. I think I have the wrong date down. It is Tuesday, June 17th. For some reason on my notes here I put the 16th, but that is not right. 17th, 2025, and the month is half over. How crazy is that? Today's weather is going to be a high of 80, cloudy with a chance of rain and thunderstorms most of the day. And I do love a nice thunderstorm. So there's a high probability I'll be grabbing my coffee and heading to the porch at some point today to watch that thunderstorm go through. I could use some good thoughts for my daughter's family in West Virginia. There is so much flooding in West Virginia right now. They are okay. Everything's fine right where they are, but there's always the potential and just so many people being affected. So if you have any prayers, any good thoughts, and could send them up, I would really appreciate that. Let's see what else I want to tell you. Just a quick update on my grandson Miko's birthday party on Saturday. It worked out great. The rain we were supposed to have was minimal. The little guys, all the boys there got to play outside the whole time, basically. It was just a delightful party, lots of fun. So yeah, everything went well with that, and that makes me happy. Okay, my name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years now. Good morning, Doris. And I love what I do. I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to make that more enjoyable for you, and to encourage you to send out all of your beautiful creations to others to make their day. The goal is to eradicate loneliness one card at a time. So be sure to give me a hello in the comments if you're popping on. Let me know if you stopped by. I really appreciate that. I love to know when you're watching. If you're on the replay, let me know that also. I'm having a little trouble with my computer. Maybe one of you wise people know why, but for some reason my Facebook is acting up. Facebook is fine on my phone. It's fine if I go to our regular computer. Thank you, Doris, for sharing. And hi, Shar, and hi, Lori. But for some reason, it doesn't want to open on my laptop. I'm sure I did something silly, so I can't tell if I'm in the right place. But since you're all popping on, I'm assuming I am in the right place. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments you leave today on this video and giving away the project that we make today. So be sure to comment as many times as you like. Every comment is an entry. I love to know what you think, and I will answer any questions that you ask. Any comments left now through when I do the drawing on 6/19 will be entered, and you'll have a chance to earn or to win the prize, the card that we make today. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, a brand new follower, Michelle Montemura. Thank you for watching and commenting, and that card is on its way to you. Thank you, Shar, for sharing. I appreciate it. Hi, Kelly. Reminder that if you can share this video to a crafty group, to your home page, to a crafty friend, email me somewhere. I don't really care. If you share me, I really appreciate it. It gets me great exposure for my crafting business. And let me know if you do that, and I'll give you a bonus entry in the drawing. Oh, hot in Prescott. What's your high going to be today, Lori? Is it going to get up in the 90s? I'm glad we haven't hit that yet. I dread the 90s. I'm sure they're coming, but I dread them. Okay, what else do I want to tell you? I think that's it. Let's get down to the table. I'm going to turn you around. You'll see gray skies, and it's a little breezy out there. Now, this is where I don't know for sure this is lined up perfectly because I can't see it on my computer right now because Facebook won't open. But I think I have it in the same place I always do. So I should be good. This is me, Maureen Rolfes. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. Don't forget to take advantage of Stampin' Up's reward program. For every online order of $20 or more, you will automatically receive 10% back in rewards that you can use on a future purchase. I love this new program. The rewards are available for a year. You can redeem them however much or little you want up to that year. Anytime you want, you can do it on your next order. You can save them toward a big thing you want to reward yourself with. It's wonderful. The one thing to be sure is you do have to have an online account. So go to stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net, set up your online account, and make sure that you opt in so that you can get the rewards. That's a big deal. If you don't opt into the rewards when it asks you, we can't give them to you. And that's the law. That's not Stampin' Up's rule. So, okay, I have one card to share with you. Got this card yesterday, this beautiful card from my friend Shar. Best wishes, and this is for my hubby and I for our anniversary this week. On Thursday, we will have been married 49 years, which is almost impossible for me to believe, but it's true. Just look at that beautiful card. Thank you so much, Shar, for remembering our anniversary. I love this. Much, much appreciated. Okay, so let's go on here. Just quick reminders. I'm not going to go through them real long, but we still have our 30 days in June scavenger hunt. The month is half over, but there's still time for you to join. Go to the pinned post in the featured section of my Facebook page where you are right now, and you'll be able to see all the rules for this. And by entering and playing, you will have a chance to win a designer series paper sampler. This is it. Look at that. So I'm going to give 2 of these away. I'm going to draw from everyone that got all the correct answers for the month, and they will get a chance at one of these. And then all the names that didn't win this first pack will be put into a drawing, even if they had mistakes on them, even if they were wrong, and they will be entered for a second pack of DSP. How fun is that? I just love these, and the scavenger hunt has been fun for me to do. Every day there is a new card for you to find the inspiration in the catalog for. So cool, Amundo. Card class and kit offer. I always give a free monthly virtual card class to people who order at least at the $50 level from me. This is just my thank you to you for supporting my business. A $50 order will get you 3 free card kits, a $75 order, 3 free card kits, and a bonus project. A $100 order will get you 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. I will send 1 kit at the highest level of your orders for the month. All smaller orders, no matter how small, will receive a handmade card from me as a thank you, and every single order, no matter how big or small, will go into my monthly prize drawing. These kits will be mailed out on June 30th, and you should have them in plenty of time for my card class on July 14th. So that'll be at 11 o'clock right here in this Facebook page, and it is there for anyone to watch whether or not you got a kit. The BOGO sale is still going on. All sweets and all sweet products are buy one, get one 50% off. I'm going to give you the caveat that really is important. Your lowest priced items are going to be your 50% off. So what I did is I placed 1 order 1 day for the stamp sets, dies, bundles, sweets, anything like that that I wanted to get. And that way my lowest price of those high priced items were half off. And then a few days later, I placed another order, and that was for all of my DSPs, embellishments, ribbons, embossing folders, those kind of things that run really close in price. I put all of those in there so that I was able to get half price off on the lowest of those. That way I got the most bang for my buck. If I would have put them all together, none of the sweets or bundles would have been half price. All of the DSPs and ribbons and stuff would have, and it just would not have been as great of a saving. So more bang for your buck doing it that way. Reminder about Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is a brand new kit coming out for July. It looks to be beautiful. It comes in that adorable little strawberry box there. And yeah, I've just been so happy with paper pumpkin kits lately. I don't even know what to say. A reminder that the last Wednesday of every month, I'm part of a paper pumpkin blog hop. So if you get the kits the last Wednesday of every month, check out that hop for additional ideas on how to change up your kit if you want to. And then there is a subscriber exclusive. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, every quarter we have an add-on set of dies for $12. This die set has a lot of dies in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. It has the word hello, a little acorn, a strawberry, a leaf, a flower, the strawberry top, and a circle die. And these coordinate with the 3 next paper pumpkins. So, but you must be a subscriber to be able to get that. Okay, today we are playing with this beautiful paper from a sweets collection. So I wanted to show you this. This is how our sweets are. You're going to have a 2-page spread in the catalog that shows you tons of ideas made with the sweet. There's going to be ideas using just the stamp set. There's going to be ideas using just the dies. There's going to be ideas using some different techniques. There's a ton going on here. And these samples are beautiful, and then you can recreate them the way that you want to. But on these 2 pages, this is an idea of what is in that sweet sale. So I'm going to just show you why I did what I did. If the lowest price items are going to be half price, I went ahead and ordered the Beautiful Motifs bundle, which is $45.75, and the Gallery Blooms bundle, which is $53. That meets the amount for me to break even on the shipping, where I'm not paying excessive shipping. I'm just paying the 11%. And I got the Beautiful Motifs half price. So that is a great deal. And then I would go back in and I could order the designer series paper and an embossing folder and the gems and the ribbon, if I wanted all of those, or whatever you would want in that. They all run between $9 and $12.50. So whatever my lowest priced items there were, I would get half price. So it just works out the best to do the 2 orders, and I thought this was a good example of that to show you. Okay, so this paper is amazing. It is gorgeous, it is vintagey, it is made to kind of reproduce the feel of gallery art. There's a ton of different styles in this designer series paper. And the backs are as beautiful as the front. So if you don't like the style of one of the front pieces, I can assure you, you probably will like the back for a background. So that is wonderful. We're going to be using this today. And I pulled out a sheet. Let's see if I can find another full one in here. I pulled out a sheet that to me was just kind of drab. Let's see where it is. I saw it as I went by here. It's this one right here. So on the back is this beautiful scene, and I certainly could use that. I mean, on the front, I guess. But on the back were these flowers sketched. And I love them, except I don't want them just plain like that. So we are going to color our DSP today. And I know I've done this before with you, and you guys know I love to color. So this is a perfect technique for me. And I wanted to share a technique for Tuesday, because I try to do techniques on Tuesdays when I can. So we're going to be using a sheet of this paper to make a beautiful card, but I want it more colorful. So here's just a little sample, just a little piece of that paper. And I have started to color it with blends. You can see that here. I'm going to take my cloud cover light and dark blends and just show you how I colored on here. So when you are coloring on designer series paper, you do not have to worry about any of the ink in the background bleeding. You know how I always have to let my Memento ink set. This is already set because it was printed on there. So I just colored my whole flower with the light cloud cover. Now I'm going to come back in with the darker cloud cover and just add some darker spots to that. Some shadowing down here toward the bottom, maybe up the petals just a little bit. Some shadowing up here at the top. I'm going to do that on these 2 that I already pre-did. And that's just going to add some real depth to these flowers using my blends. And look how pretty that is. So this was done with Cloud Cover, and the green on here is Old Olive, okay? And then I wanted to show you what you can do if you want to change it even more. Take another light colored blend. So here we're using the dark Lemon Lolly, and just come in and fill in your background. Now the interesting thing is when you're coloring on designer series paper, the color is not always true to form when you first color it on. Part of that is because it's paper and not cardstock, so that ink sinks in a little bit more into the paper, and if there's any coloring on that paper, it's going to change your blend color just a tad, not a ton, but a tad. Also, because it is wetting that paper as I do this, some of the darkness from the background comes through. Now, once this dries, it will be more true to form. So let me show you a piece I did completely like that right here. And you can see how that changes the look. This was the light Lemon Lolly. This is the dark Lemon Lolly. But as it dries, any of that paper color that might show through goes away. And look how that changes the look. If you look at just this one right here compared to it, it is just a new look. Not better, just different. So depending upon what you want on your card, that is a good way to change it up. Now you could do these flowers any color you wanted. They could have been in pinks, they could have been in oranges, they could have been in purples, anything you want. And that's the beauty of coloring on your designer series paper like this. So I'm gonna set these aside like this, and we're gonna take out, this is the recipe for our card today. I will bring this back out at the end with the card if you want to take a screenshot, and I will also post it in the comments here after I'm done with this video. And we're going to make a card. So I'm going to pull out all my pieces here. We have a basic white envelope. I have a base of Lemon Lolly. It's an A2 base, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Cloud Cover, and this Cloud Cover is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. I have another piece of Cloud Cover that I'm sorry, of basic white. Sorry about that. That is 3.5 by 5. A piece of designer series paper that I've colored, and I will show you that in a little bit. This is about 8 inches. It's a little longer than I need to tie a bow, but 8 inches is a pretty safe bet for most bows. So if you're going to tie a bow, 8 inches is good. We have a couple more pieces of Cloud Cover. So a 2 7/8 inch by 4 1/2 and 3 1/4 by 4 7/8 that we're going to be using. And then also a piece of the paper, the designer series paper. In this one, I completely colored, just like I showed you. So we're using the Cloud Cover, the Old Olive, and then my background is the dark Lemon Lolly on here. Now stick around till the end, and I will show you another one I made with light Lemon Lolly. And a couple other little differences, very little, it's pretty similar, but stick around and you'll see the difference on those. That background could also be a beige, or it could be a gray, or it could be a very light pink. So again, your backgrounds also can change and are going to change the whole way that your card looks when you make it. And then I have a little tiny strip here for my sentiment. This is Lemon Lolly, and this is a 1/2 inch by 2 1/2 inches. Okay, so we're going to set these aside for a second, because the first thing I want to do is cut out a little frame out of the Cloud Cover. And I'm going to use my mini cut and emboss machine for this. And I'm going to use it a little differently, and I'll explain that here. Because this die here barely fits. I mean, it does fit through here, but it is a close call, guys. And the outside edges of this die actually go off of the plates. So if I were cutting out this outside edge on here, I would probably do it on my large cut and emboss machine. But today we only need the smaller rectangle out of here. So this will work because it doesn't matter if the edges are going off. I'm going to try to center this on here pretty well so it'll go through without a problem. And because my piece of cardstock is not much bigger than what I want to cut out, I'm going to lay it on top of the die. So for this one today, this die is cutting side up and my paper on top of it. And I'm gonna take my well-loved plate here and put it right on top of there, okay? Hopefully this all works, or I'll have to do another one. Because I'm cutting it close on this die going through, and I want it to go through straight and even. So let's see what we get, okay? So by doing that, I could just see where I placed my blue better, and hopefully it didn't shift at all, and I'm gonna get that little frame just the way I want it. Let's see, oh, it worked, great. Okay, so now I have this scrap piece from the outside that I'm gonna throw away. I have this piece from the inside that I will hang on to because I will use this. I have like 4 or 5 of these now, and I will use these on another project at some point. And then I have my piece that I wanted. Now you can see it's all etched on the back side, and that's because I had this well-loved plate on top of there. It doesn't matter because that's not going to show anywhere. So let me get my pokey tool here with my take your pick tool, and I'm just going to poke in one of those holes. And there is our little frame. How cool is that? Okay, so that worked out good. That is just a tip, like you can always cut your dies upside down too. Just make sure if you have it upside down in your paper on top of it, that your cutting plate, the one you want to cut against, is then on top. Normally that would have been like this, and my more clear plate would have been on top. So I'm hoping that is making sense to all of you who are watching me. Okay guys, let's play with putting this together. First thing I'm going to do is take my large piece of white here and my largest piece of cloud cover, and I'm going to place this right on top of here. Now if I had used my big cut and emboss machine, I could have cut the center out of here and used that for this layer. And if I was doing a ton of them, I probably would do that. But I wanted to use my little cut and emboss machine and show you that trick on camera. So instead, we went this route. It's going to be a full sheet of that there. I mean a full piece and not cut out. You could punch holes out of the center if you wanted with one of your punches for another project. It's always nice to utilize a solid piece like that that's going to be covered up. But I also find that in the center of my card, because I am actually writing on this image, that if, whoop, I got a little clump of glue under there. Let's see if I can get that out. I don't like that. I want to see if my snips will take it out. Looks like it kind of balled up where my my seal was going there. I think I just had a lump of it there. Oh, much, much better. Let's see. Oh, now it's on the edge. Let's see if I can get it out. There it is. I don't know why that was there, but it was. And I'm going to just take my bone folder now and go over that and smooth that out. Okay, so what I was saying is, because this is what I'm going to write on later, if I had cut out of the middle, it would be really hard to write on. You're going to have those little bumpy areas. So for the inside of your cards, I tend not to do that. I have done it before. I can't say I've never done it, but those are a couple things to think about when you're doing it, depending upon how serious you are about saving cardstock. And then this is going to go on the inside for us to write on. Now I love blues and yellows together. I told you guys that before. I just think they coordinate and accent each other so well. Look how pretty that is. And having that little layer on there just adds a little elegance to this card, since it is kind of an elegant card. Here is the front of my card now, and we're going to finish that up. So I'm going to take my piece of designer series paper that I pre-colored. And this is how the back is going to be. Even the back looks kind of cool. Sometimes that watercolor wash on the back of the paper, to me, from the blends, looks so beautiful, kind of abstract. I I could actually use it. It almost looks like wallpaper, doesn't it? It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But we're going to use this side. So you have to commit to the side you're using when you're coloring on your DSP, because the other side is going to have all of that ink coming through, and you won't be able to use it unless you want to use that kind of abstracty look, which is fine too. We're just going to center this onto our piece of cloud cover. Just like that. And then I'm going to put this on the front of our card. Now you can see I made this slightly taller than wide, and that's because the frame is slightly taller than wide. So I just kind of went with that same theme on the front of the card. I just think these colors are gorgeous. The designer series paper is gorgeous, and coloring it was so much fun, guys. I love to color with my blends, so yay, it was great. Now we're going to come in here, and I'm going to try to get this pretty straight. On my sample it's a little crooked, so hopefully this one is super straight for you guys. That's not too bad, huh? Okay. So there is our picture. Now that would be beautiful just like that with a sentiment. I think it's gorgeous. But we're going to spotlight the middle of this, kind of like a framed art piece, by using this frame. And to do that, I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And we're just going to pop this up. So I'm going to put a dimensional in each corner. And I love that this is wide enough, this frame, that I can put my dimensionals on just the size they are. Some of the frames in different sets are thinner, and then I have to cut them. But on here they fit, and all is well. Come on there and on here, because these sides are pretty long, and I want to be sure this stands up on the front of my card. So I'm going to grab those backings. Oh. All right, those are there. And now we're going to try to center this onto this piece of art here that we colored. And I'm going to come in here and just kind of get an even border side to side and at the bottom, and then lay it down on top. So what this is a spotlight technique. Whenever you're picking out a portion of an image and trying to focus on it, that's called spotlighting. Now, if I wanted to, I could have just colored in the center part and left the outer part not colored, but I tried that first on my other one and ended up coloring the whole thing because I like it better colored just for this one. I mean, next card I make, I might not like that as well. So, okay, we're going to do our sentiment. I have that little piece of lemon lolly, and we're going to use the sentiment thinking of you. So both of these images here that I'm showing you, both these dies, the Gallery Bloom dies that cut out a bunch of little dies, lots of flowers and leaves. In fact, there's 2 sheets of them in here, like this. These are the ones that also cut out this frame. So this is all together in one set of dies, which is very, very cool. And then you can see here, like I told you, I have several of those little rectangles. All the extra pieces when I cut out those frames, I am just keeping in a cello bag, and then I'm keeping that right inside of my pack of dies. And then they're there when I need them in the future for a project. So yay to that. And then, so this is part of the suite. This actually coordinates with the Gallery Blooms set. But the other 2 items in that suite were the Beautiful Motif stamp set and the Beautiful Motif dies. And they all coordinate together. So the Gallery Bloom set just has images, and the Beautiful Motifs has sentiments. So I'm pulling my sentiment from here, the thinking of you. And we are going to stamp that with Memento ink, Memento black, onto this piece of lemon lolly. And I'm going to kind of center it on there. Just like that. And then I'm going to flag the right end of this. I'm just going to come in right down the middle and make a snip as deep as I want, and then come in from each corner to that snip. And that is the best way I have found for doing a flag on the end of your cardstock. It is pretty even every time if you do that, and I like that. We're going to add this to our card, and I'm going to use some mini dimensionals for this. So I'm going to take 2 of them, put one on the end over here where the flagged end is, and one toward the end over here. In fact, I think I'm going to do 2 on this side, just because it's a little longer area. I'm leaving this open because I want to straddle my frame that's already up on dimensionals. And hopefully I've placed these correctly, so that will work. The sun is trying to peek out. I don't think it's going to peek out for long, but it is trying. And we're going to come in here and place this, placing it so that my flag is right up to the edge of my card. There's my dimensional. And then this part's coming right over the frame. I want to make sure it's straight. And there's 2 dimensionals under here. So that's how I'm adding my sentiment. And then I want to add a bow. So what I used for that is the black and very vanilla gingham ribbon. You've seen me use this before. We used to have white and black gingham ribbon. They are some of my favorites. This is currently on the last chance list, and it was there yesterday when I checked. It's reduced from $8 to $5.60 a spool. And it's only available while supplies last. But I love it because it colors so beautifully. Just using the tip of your blend, the brush end of your blend, you just rub it over and you can change this ribbon to any color you want it to be. Look how pretty that is. And so simple. And it's already dry, guys. It dries almost immediately. So I color this ribbon all the time. Although the sample I did ahead of time, I didn't color it. So I will show you that also. So when I did this, I colored a swatch of the cloud cover and a swatch of the yellow. And then I just took them and held them by my card to see which color I would like. And to me, the yellow blended in a little bit too much. As beautiful as it is, because there's a ton of yellow on here, I decided to go with the cloud cover. And this is about 8.5 inches, maybe 8 to 8.5. It gets stiffer once you color it, and so I usually will just do this a little bit, and that loosens it up again. But it's actually a little bit easier to tie and cut because of that stiffness. So what I'm going to do is make my little loop, come around the back, and push my loop through, and then I have my bow right here. And then what I do is I pull it, and I hold that knot in the middle, and I pull these loops back, and you can finagle that to make it as large or as small as you want and have a perfect little bow. Now I don't want this one being really large, so that's why I'm pulling it in and pulling it in till I get it where I want it. I want to make sure this loop is completely open and nice on there. Okay, pull that in a little bit more, pull it back and tighten it. And I think that is probably about the size of the bow I want for this, okay? And then I'm gonna come in here and we're gonna trim these ends. So I'm just gonna trim that off. And it really cuts nice now after you color it because of that little bit of extra stiffness on there. So I do really like that, how that changes the ribbon. Okay guys, here is our little bow. We're gonna add this right up here by our sentiment using a glue dot. Put that right up here like that. And I do like the way that blue looks on there. I think that is adorable. Let's add a little bling. Let's just add just a teensy tiny bit of bling with my favorite basic rhinestones. Oh gosh, I hope we never ever stop having basic rhinestones. I think I will cry. So we're gonna add a little gem here right below the sentiment. Oops, if I can get this off of here. And we'll place another one up here right by that flower. And then a third one up here more to the top, like maybe right there. So we formed our little triangle and we have our bling on there. The last thing I'm going to do is just stamp my sentiment on my envelope real quickly here since I have it out, and then I won't have to pull it back out to do that. Just going to use the memento. And you could do the repeated sentiment like I do many times, but for this one I am just going to do the thinking of you, and I think that is all it needs. Okay guys, this is our card. This is the one I am giving away. Please leave me your comments. Remember, on the inside it is finished off beautifully with that little border, kind of mimicking the framed image on the front. I think it's gorgeous. Let me show you my prototype when I was playing. There are a couple little changes on it. Like I said, not much. So on this one, I didn't color the bow. And I think it looks fine. It's kind of got maybe the tiniest teensy bit of hint of yellow in that vanilla. But to me, there was no vanilla on the card. And even though the bow looked great, I think the blue really sets it off better. That's just my opinion. Let me see if I can get that bow. So what I did on that other bow, after to make it look super beautiful, is I just came in with my snips and kind of open those loops up a little bit, and that makes it look even cuter, but that gets squished down in the mail, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. The other thing I did on here is, instead of using the dark lemon lolly, I used the light lemon lolly, and you can see that that is a lot lighter. And instead of using the old olive for my greens, I used lemon lime twist on here. So I liked all of this. But as I looked at it, I just wanted to change it up a little bit. And I honestly think they're both beautiful, just a little bit different. So again, this is the one I'm giving away today. Let me pull that recipe back in for you in case you want to take a screenshot. Here we go, just like that. Thank you for taking some time to be with me today. I hope you liked this project and some of the items and tips and tricks I shared with you. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have till tomorrow night to be entered. And if you share, let me know and I'll give you a bonus entry. Finally, I would love to have your business. If you're looking for any Stampin' Up! Products, or if you have any questions for me, just feel free to contact me. I'm here to answer your questions and be your creative coach. Even if you're not going to order, that does not really matter. I am just here to help you enjoy your crafting. So please contact me with any questions at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I do plan to be back here on Friday, same time, same place, and I am looking forward to seeing all of you here then with me. Bye-bye.